to Dr. DeJoy podcast. On today, we're going to be talking about the love anchor, but specifically, we're going to be focusing on the silence, the voice that stills your joy on today. And I'm so glad to have my daughters with me, Alexandria and Adrian. Alex is my oldest, and Adrian is my youngest daughter. And so Adrian's shy, so she's cooking to focus in on the conversation as we're talking. She's cooking the famous spaghetti that we all love for her to cook for us. But anywho, we're going to go in and talk about today. So as always, I do like to share a scripture from John 10 and 10. And we know the scripture says, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and to destroy. And the Bible says, I have come that they may have life and have it more fully, more abundantly, and more of it. And so I wanted to talk with my daughters on today in regards to how these silent voices come in and try to steal our joy on today. And so we were just reflecting and talking about some of those things. Alice came up with some of the things that steal our joy, maybe in relationships, whether it's in marriages, whether it's in friendships, workplace, all kinds of things with our children. Things happen to steal our joy. And so we just wanted to have that conversation on today as we talk about those silent voices that come in and steal our joy. So Alex, you want to share and speak up, introduce yourself, say a little bit about yourself and talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So my name is Alexandria, but I go by Alex. I'm married. I'm in a marriage currently. I have two biological children, but also have two bonus kids from this marriage. So I'm going through a lot of different changes and self-reflection through all of the transitions currently. But I guess where can I start? I feel like I talk to myself all the time in regards to whether it's positive or negative in every situation because as you grow and you're seeing how everything unfolds in between relationships, you're learning, right? But you kind of also have to make sure, are you doing your part? I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to that self-talk, is I feel like it's always a matter for me, at least, am I doing my part? Like, am I wrong or am I the drama type questions? So I constantly am like having those conversations, whether it's with my kids, to me and my marriage, to me with my mom, my sister. I feel like I'm checking myself more often than I'm checking others, which is kind of unfortunate. Like sometimes you do need to check others too, but I feel like I do it a lot on myself because I just want to make sure that I'm just, because if I need to apologize or if I'm wrong, I really want to make sure I'm doing that too, because you never know.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, the Bible says there's safety in a multitude of counsel.
Hmm.
If we have these actions that we, talking to people in a certain way or have certain behaviors and we never check ourselves, I think we do ourselves a disservice in the relationships that we have. So maybe I'm a little biased because I kind of do that too, checking in. Okay, let me tell you about the situation. Is it me or is it somebody else? So I don't know.
Hmm.
That's probably something you got from me, but I think it's important to be able to humble yourself to
Hmm.
say, I might be wrong in this situation. Let me step back and reevaluate it or get some opinion on it.
Yeah. Adrian, what do you do?
For most of my self-talk, I self-talk.
When you're not by yourself?
Yeah, meaning like if I'm here, I live in a single bedroom apartment, so like I can't. It's not like nobody can hear me talk to myself if I'm talking to myself. Meaning my boyfriend's usually here with me when I'm talking to myself. But I sometimes talk negatively, and then sometimes I talk positively. I really don't have a preference on how I do it.
So it's funny because Adrian's like, I just don't want nobody to know that I might talk by myself. I don't talk to anybody by myself when I'm here by myself. So it was funny. The other day I was driving in the car and I'm always talking to myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm in the car and I'm laughing as I'm talking to myself, making myself laugh. And I'm thinking, people around me probably think I'm crazy, but I have a really good time having conversations with myself.
As you're at the stoplight waiting to go.
Yeah, so look, if nobody else gonna talk to me, I'm gonna talk to me. That's okay.
Okay, now I see where I get it from, because then I'll be saying stuff while people are in the car, and then
Okay, that's something different.
and my
Oh,
kid's
that
gonna be
is
like, "Who are
something
you talking
different.
to?" Don't worry about it.
That
Just
is funny. That is funny. So there's a quote by Joyce Myers that says, "Don't believe everything that you think." Right? Don't believe
hmm
everything that you think. I had to think about that quote for a little bit because it's easy to believe, especially when people are negative about you. They say
hmm
negative things about you. And it's funny because even on a job, and I've been an experience on a job where people will lie on you, or they tell stories about you, or they make up things about you. And you're like, and when did this happen? Because the stories are just so far fetched. You're like, okay, I don't even know that person, but these things do
hmm
happen. And a lot of times people believe those things, even though they don't know you, right? They will automatically assume that that's the truth. And so it's almost like you now have to go back and say, okay, I don't know that person, and I'm surprised that you believe that about me, right? So don't
hmm
believe everything you think is really important that Joyce Myers, puts out there in the atmosphere for us to think about, whether it's ourselves or even others.
That's true. Um, I think, and you're right. I think for me, a lot of the negative, when I do have like negative talks, I'm catching myself like, where'd that come from? But like, if you take it from a spiritual perspective, like you're saying, um, it does sometimes. You can tell when it's like that's not even me. Like, why would I even say those things or think those things? And that's where I'm like, that's the enemy is trying to come in, and or it could just be maybe I heard it from somewhere, and I'm like, you know what, I got that from them, and I don't even know why I'm having those words in my mouth, or in my mind. So it takes a lot though to like rebuild or train, like mentally get yourself right to make sure that you're having more positive conversations, not just about yourself, but with other people too, because that energy, that aura,
Mm-hmm.
um, from wherever it came from can follow you sometimes. And people feel that. Like they can feel that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's really important to make sure you're, it's not just a self-check, but it's just like, I'm trying to find the words. It's just more of like getting rid of what doesn't need to be there in your mind so that you can have a better, overall, I guess, day-to-day experience, conversations, relationships, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because a lot of times I notice in having conversations with people, because I talk to people a lot too. Oftentimes in relationships, you'll have people that kind of put off what their experience is with other
Mhm.
people on you, especially
Mhm.
when they say, "Oh, all women do blah 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 blah." All women
Mhm.
do blah 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 blah. No, we are all different people, but sometimes there's that generalization that's put on you, maybe because of the place you work, maybe because of people's experiences, or for whatever reason. So don't believe everything you think, Joyce Myers. I think that's so true. Find out who or what God says you are, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Find out what He says you are. And so today we're talking about that inner critic often disguises itself as the truth. And it's interesting though, when you talk with people that believe certain things that are not necessarily the truth, that lie or that thing they believe that's maybe untrue becomes their entire world of perception of truth. And
Mhm.
it's very difficult to talk to people that believe in such a lie that they can't overcome it.
Yeah, and that's very evident in relationships, I think, because I was watching something. It was between a client and a therapist, and the therapist is like, "We've been having so many, conversations. I've been telling you this, and I've been telling you that, and you're still doing the opposite, right?" And like, why are you still in this relationship? He doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, he's this way, he's that. I mean, she was just going off, and then finally the therapist goes, tell me one good reason why you should still be with him. And her only response, and I'm thinking I'm gonna lead into something else, but her only response was because she loves him, right? That was her response. And out of all the things she has said, why are you holding on to that? Because his actions aren't showing you that he loves you, right? So it's interesting sometimes in relationships that we're holding on to this love. Like, do we know what the definition of love is if we're still having ourselves in those predicaments where we're not being shown like the acts of true love?
Yeah, and I think that sounds like that show called Shrinking. I don't know if you watched that show Shrinking, but it reminds me the whole show is about these therapists that are dealing with people and then they're also dealing with themselves. But a lot of times I thought when you said that, first thing came to mind was people's inner commitments to things. Like they have an inner commitment or a covenant. Because like for marriage, for example, people are like, I'm never going to get a divorce. I'm going to stay in this marriage, until, we die, because that's their inner commitment to what they feel a marriage to be. Even if there's abuse in their marriage, even if they're treated like garbage, there's that inner commitment. And it comes from, I thought about that show Shrinking with one of the characters that's married to a man that just totally mistreats her, treats her bad, talks to her all kinds of nasty ways, but she will not leave him.
Yeah. But that goes back to like mindset. Like, what'd you say the second part you were saying that Joyce Meyer says is your own negative self-talk, or where that, that thinking comes from. And
Yeah.
it just kind of goes back to like, how do people like that though get out of that? Because if somebody else is telling you 10 different things of why you should leave, or why this isn't even good for your physical health, let alone your mental health, at times. So I don't know, it's like the age old question of like, well, it's harder to change a mindset than it looks, I think.
I think for her, in the show, they actually used because I think her self esteem was so damaged by the man that kept calling her stupid or ignorant. You're not worth anything. And even though it looked like, oh, she's just shrugging it off, those things were really internalizing in her mind to the point that she felt trapped and almost paralyzed by this individual that she was not going to leave. And I think it wasn't until they brought other people around her to tell her, all these people were like, if it wasn't for you, I couldn't have done this. And if it wasn't for you, I would have never, achieved such and such. And she didn't realize what the effect that she had on other people. And it looked like to me the importance for her was being able to be a champion for others. And for that guy, she was, in her head, she thought she was his champion. But it wasn't until they showed her that, no, that's just who you are. You're a champion for many people, that she kind of got released from him and was able to move away from him for her own safety, really, mentally, physically, emotionally. Because it was very destructive for her, but she lived through the destruction because she didn't feel like, she could go anywhere else. She could be something else or, help somebody else. And yet she was already. Maybe this is an identity thing, right? Identifying who you are and your purpose in life and realize, oh my God, I have purpose. I do have purpose in life. I do have a way of being that I didn't realize I was already doing it, and helping so many others. For her, that was her breakthrough. I thought it was interesting.
Very. I agree. I didn't see the full thing, but now I'm interested. I want to go back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and look at it.
And I mean, she was in therapy. She was talking to the, like you were saying, and telling the doctor all these things that, her husband was doing to her. And, it was, anybody else like, I'm out. I'm out. I don't have to be treated like that. I'm gone. But for her, mentally, emotionally, there was something, a stronghold there that was holding her into this relationship that she could not break away from. Yeah. I think that's a big part of it, right? Understanding what that was, or what her self-worth was.
What'd you say, Adrian, about her self-worth? You said something else too.
Yeah, I said, well, what Mom said is like, she obviously didn't know her purpose, but she also didn't know what she was worth. Like, if you don't know what you're worth, then you don't know what's out there as far as like what you can achieve. clearly she could achieve more without him. But did she know what her worth? Maybe she feels worthy.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Who are you really, and what is your worth, and what do you value? There's a
Mm.
study that shows that 80% of self-talk is negative unless intentionally redirected. Hi, baby.
My daughter.
Hi, baby. And so, there's some questions here. What lie have you believed about yourself this week? I mean, even within a week, we could have believed a lie about ourselves, and the tiniest
Mm.
thing that can happen, and you're like, wait a minute. Agent, I see you shaking your head.
I did tell myself a lie, but it's like work related, where I have this issue at work, and I'm telling myself, yeah, I got this. I know what I could do. I know what I have to do. I don't know what I got to do. I don't know. But I keep telling myself,
That's funny.
That's what I've been telling myself.
I remember that saying, fake it until you make it. Just act like you know what you're doing until you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to realize mine is, I think, more physical because I'm like, in my mind, my goal currently is trying to find a way to fit in fitness, getting workouts in, because with my schedule and stuff versus what I had is just different. I just can't seem to find the right routine for me where I am right now. So, but my body is like telling me you need to hurry up because I've had like, I'm going through a sprained hand. I have carpal tunnel, which I've never seen ever. Like
Oh,
I've had like some symptoms of carpal tunnel, but my hand is swollen recently from it. So it's like little things like that too. I'm having back pain, to like just a lot of nerve issues, I'll say that.
yeah,
But I think even with that, it's our body, or for me, I think it's just my body's way of saying like we need something, because we're not used to this overworking, sedentary, I think is the word, like just non workout, because I'm used to working out maybe at least 3 or 4 times a week,
yeah,
but I can't even get that in. I can barely get one in sometimes.
right,
So I think in my mind though, I'm telling myself, I feel like I'm brewing up a lie to myself,
yeah.
but I don't want to admit it just yet, because I guess my fix is to have a gym in the a gym in the garage. I'm like I keep talking myself up of like, okay, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna get the workout and it's gonna be right there. You will have no excuses. But in my mind, I'm like also like that equipment is gonna sit in that gym for a good or in the garage for a good 3 months before I get to using it. It's just little things like that I'm having to like deal with currently. But we'll see in time if that's a lie I'm telling myself or what.
So it's funny, with me retiring, and I'm sorry, baby, you said something,
No,
Adrian?
you guys.
Oh, real quickly, I have to catch you because when you say something, we gotta grab it when you say something. So share.
I was gonna say I tell myself that same thing too. I do try to go to the gym as much as I can, but the thing I'll tell myself if I miss the gym in the morning, because I usually go in the morning times, I'll be like, I'll just pop out the treadmill, the little walking pad, and I'll do like a mile there, right? I never do the mile, so I'm like, okay,
And that walking pad stays right there up against the wall. Exactly.
right? So I'm like, okay, Adrian, you're not gonna walk on that walking pad. Get up and go to the gym. Like you're not. That's what I go back and forth with myself. I'm like, hey, you're not gonna get on that walking pad. Just go to the gym.
But it looks nice.
But if anything, it's inspiration at this point because it gets you up in the morning.
Right. And it's like a lazy thing too, because I'm like, I gotta pull that thing out, whether I can just go to the gym right out the street.
Yeah. And yours is super close.
Yeah, street. So I really have to excuse it.
It is when y'all were younger. I used to get up early in the morning and work out, like at 3 or 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning, maybe 4 or 5 in the morning.
Early in the morning.
Early in the morning, I would get up, and I'm like, if I don't do it early in the morning, it probably is not gonna get done.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's just You're right, because I think that's really the only time I have. If I'm gonna get a workout in, actually go to the gym, that is my only time too. But I'm also not I'm like doing all the things here. I'm not an early morning person.
You've never been an early morning person.
So I, it's okay. Everybody sees this. You see the head nods? It's a testament. You see that? Um,
All her
but
life.
yeah, but it's also one of those things like if I'm really serious, I'm gonna have to build that, change my mindset around doing that or being that way so that I can take care of myself and all the things. So
Yeah, and then it wasn't, especially during the weekday, it wasn't a full blown workout. Like it was something that I can do maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then I would, get time, to read my Bible or do a little devotional or something just to get myself together for the day.
mhm.
Because I knew once the day started, it was not going to happen. It just
I
wasn't.
remember you jumping on that trampoline. That's what I remember.
I
And I
would
come
be
downstairs,
jumping on
I'd be
the
like, "What are you
trampoline, and every
doing?"
year, like, I got to get a new exercise, something in here. So I would try something different every year. And then after that, I was like, okay, uh, something else happened. I guess with us moving and everything. And so when we moved up, up north, it was just I didn't do it as much. My whole life changed when we moved up north because of having to go
Hmm.
into DC so often, every single day. So of course my routine of working out changed entirely. It's
Yeah.
not the same. So everything is different. I mean, you've moved a couple of times and changed things, and so it's just about trying to figure out how that works for you.
Yeah. Um, here goes the lie I'm telling myself for the week. I'm gonna get up tomorrow and start bright and early.
No, actually, I mean that's what you do have to do. It's like, okay, tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do such and such, or even writing down the plan that you have. For me,
Hmm.
I like Get Fit with Rick. Get Fit with Rick. Can't remember. Anyways, he's this really nice looking man that's out of Dubai that works out on the shores of Dubai. And what's motivating is one of the picturesque views of Dubai in the background.
Oh,
And
I
he's
think I've seen that.
that while you're working out. I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. So I work out with him, and that's just walking. It's just walking
Hmm.
exercise, and
Hmm.
it's on YouTube, and so it's just really easy.
Yeah, no, I need the gym. I need that treadmill. Because I have done like the little work at home workout stuff, but I feel like it's the equipment that's at the gym that's what I need, like the treadmill, the elliptical, the variants of all the things. Yeah, like I do once I get going, like I really do enjoy it, but it's just a matter of
To
getting.
get them going.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So everything begins with how we treat ourselves. And I
Hmm.
think that's ultimately where we're coming down to is how we treat ourselves, how we look at ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we encourage ourselves, and then the people that are around us.
Yeah.
What you got to say? You've been busy. You've been busy cooking that spaghetti.
Are you making noodles from
I love
scratch? Like, why is that strainer on top of what is that?
the trainer.
Right beside you.
Oh, the black thing.
It's right beside you.
Oh, what's on top of it?
Oh, it's a lid. You can close it and like pop it. It's a spray and it's a pour.
No, no, above that.
It looks like a strainer.
It looks like a
It's
strainer.
in my utensil cup. That's where you're like located. That's where my phone is under the utensil cup. You're standing up.
All
I
right,
see, I
ladies.
see.
Thank you all for this moment. I feel like we've had so much to say and could say more about that strainer and that oil that you have right next to you, cooking your spaghetti. That I love. I love your spaghetti. All right, ladies.
Well,
Last
till next
words.
time.
Last words. In reflection
Mm,
on tonight, what are you walking away with?
that I need to, mm, I just need to get up and do it. I think that's what it is. Stop the talking. Just stop talking and then just get up and go. Set the alarm, create the bag the night before and just go.
And roll over in the bed, put your feet up
Whether
on the
I'm
floor, and get up
whether I'm
and go.
tired or not, just go.
Yeah, it's definitely intentional.
Yeah, it's just that getting out of my own head.
I hear you.
I
You're
think I'm gonna
not
take
getting up
away
early
from
in
it.
the morning anymore?
I still do.
Oh, okay.
for the longest because my car was frozen in the snow.
That's right. I forgot.
Now I can't.
Now you're back.
I messed you up. You were getting ready to say something, and I interrupted you.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing that I'll take away from this is self-talk is okay. You know, whether it's positive or negative, it's just the impact that it has on your life. Like whether Alex's self-talk is okay, I'm gonna get up and go to the gym. I'm gonna go. But now she has to like put that into action. Or if I'm talking to myself and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get this done. I know what I gotta do for this problem. But still don't have any type of clue. I'm still talking like I do until I get a clue and figure it out. So I think self-talk's okay. Talk
I think
yourself.
so too. Yeah. And to add to it, like I think sometimes, aside from the self-talk, I think sometimes you just gotta, I think you said it earlier, like fake it till you make it. Like, are you like how if you're gonna think about something, whether it's negative or positive, like think about the like you're saying, think about the solution versus like you're contemplating back and forth about a problem, but there's no solution there. Like, why not just start thinking straight to the solution? And sometimes you got to take action before you actually come to a good solution.
Yeah, I like that concept to fake it till you make it. I'm gonna do this. I know it's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just to
I don't
do
know.
it. Yeah, just do it and let it roll. And if you don't do it, then it's not gonna get done, and you're not gonna be able to figure it out. I think sometimes you got to figure it out along the way. Doing
Yep.
it versus not doing it, huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Difference. All right, ladies, I love you so much.